Let's have at it. It still needs a little extra something to get it going.
Beverly, I believe I found Gretchen's campsite. She probably...
No, Hans, that would be a really bad idea.
It still needs a little extra something to get it going.
It's the same device as down in the valley. No, Hans, that would be a really bad idea.
Debris. People keep losing helmets all the time.
No, Hans, that would be a really bad idea.
Here we go.
Beverly, the time has come. I am stranded, trapped deep underground in some sort of god-forsaken cave. It's freezing cold. I can hardly see a thing. Whoever finds this recording, please hand the cassette tape to Miss Beverly. And now this. Hello? Away with it.
Good thing there's no monkey wrench involved in this puzzle. There you go. Water March. Maybe I can swing over.
Gretchen?
There's some sort of light beyond.
This pickaxe is probably the only tool around here that could be useful to me.
Can anybody hear me?
That's a pretty deep drop. I can't even see. There's got to be some.
Help!
An interesting rock formation. It doesn't look too solid.
This pickaxe is probably the only tool around here that could be useful to me.
Oh, you finally made it! I almost thought you'd never come. Look at you, covered in dirt. Did you stumble all the way here through the old mines?
I don't have to answer that. Anyway, you're not going to believe what just happened to me.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You gotta tell me every single detail when we have the time.
They sure have big doors around here.
It looks like they really wanted to make sure there was no trespassing.
Wow. Congratulations. I think you found your ritual site. I was abducted, imprisoned, and scrutinized by a mad scientist, among other things.
You must have bumped your head too hard.
No, for real. There is an old sanitarium down this valley.
I thought no one's lived there in ages.
There's at least one so-called scientist. He conducted a wide range of crazy tests on me.
Tests?
Yes, he had me talk about colors and answer personal questions.
Tenhauser, are you sure you haven't suffered some sort of brain damage?
How do I know? I'm still wondering who built this and why.
We need to get that door open. What do you think?
Who'd build such a thing?
No idea. Definitely not my proto-Germans.
I'm still wondering who built...
What do you think?
Who'd...
No.
I found your camp outside.
Yes, I waited for you. But since it took you so long, I couldn't resist going ahead. Enough talk. Let's find a way to open this monstrous gate.
Did you actually rappel down?
Of course, how else?
What do you make of this?
Weird. Tenhauser, these are ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. What are they doing here? I'm afraid I don't know too much about them. This pictogram on the left could mean door or gateway. It's followed by the symbol of death. Doesn't that spark your curiosity as well?
Look, this seems to have activated one of the lights on the vault door. You see that afterglow?
Any ideas?
Please light up these symbols.
Wow, these look like Neolithic cave paintings. Who would have guessed? A group of stickmen fallen asleep around some sort of hexagon. Tenhauser, this is sensational.
Fallen asleep.
Interesting. Maybe these inscriptions are somehow connected to the opening mechanism. Some sort of photonic reception, perhaps.
Could you point the light in this direction?
Ah, interesting. This looks like a Latin inscription. Hang on to your head. Interpreted freely, this translates to path of no return. Hogwash, you Romans.
Did you notice that other little light turning on?
I don't get it. Open sesame!
What's that over there?
You're not gonna believe this. These are Germanic runes, my special field of interest. This one roughly translates to Be gone, stranger, for all you may find here is certain death.
There, another light.
What's that over there?
Interesting. Are you thinking what I am thinking?
Is this a graffito?
Down here. In any case, it's hard to decipher.
Are you seeing that hexagon there as well?
No idea. You've got the door open already?
Now there are 5 lights. What does it mean?
Beverly, for a moment I thought I was a goner. Now that I've been able to escape this compromising situation, Gretchen and I are standing in front of a gigantic steel gate. I'll get back to you with more details.
I've been thinking, what if it wasn't meant to keep someone out, but to keep something in?
Let's find out.
Maybe this is some kind of activation device. And again. Could you light up the cave paintings for me again? Please point the light to the hieroglyphs again. Please show me the Latin inscriptions again. Could you show me that ruin thing again? Can we take a look at the graffito again? Again, 5 lights.
This looks promising.
This cave has obviously been visited by explorers for millennia. Isn't it strange that all of them left warnings on the wall? And whoever built this gigantic vault wanted to make sure that only a human with the right set of knowledge could open it. Maybe long after its architects ceased to exist. I assume this is why they utilized all of these different writings. They literally left the code on the wall. In case of an emergency? Remarkable.
Yes!
Let me find the light switch first.
Let's take a look around. This is exciting. Did you see that pretty large particle accelerator? Wow.
I'd rather not come too close to this killing machine.
I brought back order to the universe.
Any idea?
I wonder who or what's behind all of this.
All this modern hardware must have cost a fortune. What an enormous compound. All sorts of strange gadgetry. Of course, the door is blocked.
Error. Memory overflow.
Hello? Anybody there?
Of course. Another locked door.
It seems to be defective. "64 kilobytes of main memory on isolinear chips? Good lord. Gretchen, this is the future." Seems you have a RAM module loose.
Intruder alert. Intruder alert. Please identify yourself.
Hi, you can call me Hans.
I do not recognize you, Hans.
Why does it matter?
I am only allowed to grant access to authorized personnel.
I'm Hans, and I defragmented your memory.
I do not recognize you, Hans. I am only allowed to grant access to authorized personnel.
This isn't going anywhere, Tannhauser. We need brute force.
Such a clutter in the back room. All this modern hardware must have cost a fortune. All sorts of strange gadgetry. It seems to be defective. Of course, the door is blocked.
Intruder alert. Intruder alert. Please identify yourself.
My name is Tannhauser. Hans Tannhauser.
I do not recognize you, Hans.
Why does it matter?
I am only allowed to grant access to authorized personnel.
Now open the door, will you?
I am sorry. I may only grant access to authorized personnel.
What's your name, by the way?
My name is Barbarossa 2000. I am the guardian of the station.
Can't you just open this door for me?
Not possible.
This isn't going anywhere, Tannhauser. We need brute force.
What kind of station is this?
The station was built by the Millennium Cooperative. I may only give this information to authorized individuals.
How long have you been here?
16 years, 304 days, and 9 hours.
How do I become authorized?
Not possible. I cannot authorize you, since I do not know you.
Aren't you feeling lonely? All on your own down here?
I am patient by nature. My developers assured me the station was only temporarily shut down.
Let's hope they were being honest with you.
Dr. Remmler promised me we would start working again very soon. Dr. Remmler is my friend. Why would he lie to me?
People lie sometimes.
Your point is illogical. If what you said was true, how could I rely on statements made by humans?
Yes, it is perfectly logical.
Overheating in segment B23 imminent.
All this modern It's smoking.
That hit the spot.
Any chance you might consider letting me through?
I am very sorry. I can only grant access to authorized personnel. You may wait here if you wish. I would most certainly enjoy your company, yet I may only allow passage to subjects of acquaintance.
That's what I get for helping you?
I am sorry. I may only grant access to authorized personnel.
Any chance?
I am... You may wait. I would...
Pretty, please?
Not possible.
Any chance?
I would...
But you do know me.
Yes, you are Hans.
Imagine the possibility of Dr. Romler never coming back, and I'd be your only friend.
Are you my friend, Hans?
I am your friend, Barbarossa.
You make me happy.
You two are adorable. Get a room.
Now that you know me, would you please let me through?
But if I let you pass, I will be alone again. Will you come back and pay me a visit?
Scout's honor.
Access granted.
It's the Saturn portal. You have no idea, do you?
What do you mean?
Quantum physicist, ridiculous.
Is that a gun?
Get off of that boy.
I can see no reason for violence here.
Hey. Is that really necessary?
You too, Bambi. Move over there.
Are you serious? After everything we've been through?
You're not gonna stand in my way. You've had your chance, Tannhauser, but you had to follow me around like a puppy dog. Now that's what you get.
But it was you that had the idea to come here.
Shut your pie hole.
Please, you don't understand. I need help.
What kind of a dork are you? A bunch of hapless maggots, that's what you are. Standing in front of the Saturn portal without any clue. You're staying here, chums. You may as well bid farewell to this stupid clunker while you're at it. It's been getting on my nerves from the beginning.
No!
Bye-bye.
Some people are scoundrels, others are not. Yes, that's how it is.
I still can't believe Gretchen would play such a wicked game on me.
Now, this is not what I wanted either.
Who are you? And what are you doing here anyway? Hey, that was you, last night in my room.
Calm down, please. You must have a lot of questions.
You bet I do.
But first, we should try to get out of this predicament.
I assume you have a plan on how to open the door. You seem to know what you're doing. Who are you anyway?
My name is Lazarus Taft, and I hope you'll excuse my late introduction. I'm a traveler, if you will.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Taft. Tannhauser. Let's talk about stealing my notes.
Yes, that was me. Believe me, I wouldn't have needed to if everything had gone according to my plan. I wanted to ask for your help, but then she surprised me. I know taking your journal wasn't right, and I'm sorry about it. I would have returned it, I promise.
She called it a Saturn portal. What was she talking about?
It's a metaphor. Actually, it's just an ordinary quantum portal. You can travel to different realities, distant stars, and galaxies. That is where I come from.
What was it you wanted from my journal? They're really just notes, and a few doodles.
I needed it to tune into the right quantum frequency. See, I'm just an ordinary traveler. I know next to nothing about quantum mechanics. At least not enough to control this portal.
You're talking crazy talk.
This is not the best time to go into too much detail.
Good lord. So all of this is real? Do you know who built the portal?
This station was built by the Millennium Cooperative. I believe something went wrong when I came out of the portal. They took me with them and abandoned the station soon afterwards. But they certainly didn't construct the portal.
Who did then?
Who knows? Probably a natural phenomenon, a geological vortex, a high-intensity meridian, a cosmic G-spot. It is ancient. There is a large network, like wormholes connecting different dimensions.
And where are you from? From the other side?
See, and I know that's kind of a lot of information, but I've been stranded here for some time now. I desperately need to leave, get back home. Please don't get me wrong, I really like it here, but I need to go. If I don't, I will die. Simple as that. As you probably suspected, you winning that lottery was part of my arrangement to get you here.
No way!
The problem is that you can't control the portal unless you have the right piece of technology. At home we have a device called a quantum discriminator. You can buy it at any convenience store, but I certainly don't know how to build one myself. This is why I needed your formula, your calculations, to tune in. There are dangers, though. You can disintegrate the whole planet if you aren't careful, which is what she's doing right now.
Okay, but what's my role in all of this?
I needed your help. You were the last piece of the puzzle. When I saw your article in Science Today, I was 100% sure you were the right guy for me, to help me get home. Enough talk. Let's move.
This is getting boring.
We are all puppets on a string, Mr. Tannhauser. You are nothing but a pawn in my new narrative.
Did we seriously just step out of a phone booth?
We did. Wait, there is another way?
I don't have to answer that. What's it like on the other side?
Different. Hard to describe.
Just try. How does it feel? The transition, I mean.
Hans, we have no time for that right now.
Please, I need to know.
Well, you can imagine it as a rift, a junction in space-time. Your mind enters a stage of near transcendence. There are no thoughts, no words, no sounds or visions, no sense of self. And suddenly, bam, you see a myriad of possibilities exploding right in front of you.
You have to fill me in on the details later. I want to know everything.
Listen, I came to you because I see something in you. You are different. Please help me to get home. And help your people by stopping that woman. I don't think she knows of the dangers she's going to unleash. Your world is going to collapse. Everything will collapse. Just look, we need to stop her.
But how? She's insane.
We need to come up with a quantum discriminator somehow.
I don't want to be here at all.
Yet here you are. Sorry, I need to take a short rest.
We could go to my room.
That would actually be awesome. If that's cool with you.
Follow me. Okay, I went over your plans, and I think I get the idea. It's pretty mind-boggling, but it could work. We need to improvise here and there.
I found some scrap metal to roughly model a frame for the device.
Let's get it started then.
I'm afraid there are a few integral components that need to be swapped in, though.
Okay, what are we looking for?
First, we need a source of energy. A very strong source. Second, a particle accelerator. That's going to be a tough nut to crack. Third, a potent coolant. The whole thing could blow up otherwise. Number 4, last but not least, an interface to control the device. Any kind of peripheral will do.
Okay, how do we begin?
The order doesn't really matter. I'll go to the village. Maybe I can find some substitutes for the missing parts.
Good, just bring them over. I'm sure I can patch them together somehow.
Let's do this.
Thank you, Hans. I'd already be dead if it wasn't for you.
Oh, you. It wasn't that bad.
You are awesome. I just wanted you to know that I'm eternally grateful to have met you. All things considered, dying may not be as bad as I always thought it might be.
Don't you say that.
Even if I don't make it, you need to stop her. Promise?
I'm beginning my search right now. How are you holding up?
Don't worry about it.
You don't look so good. Sorry I said that.
No, it's cool, really. I get that a lot.
So you really are from another dimension, right?
I was fleeing. I just stepped through the portal and crashed here.
Fleeing?
There were bad things happening back home. And as soon as I stumbled out of the portal, those really wicked scientists got hold of me. They sure love their tests. You really don't want to mess with them.
I think I met them too.
I escaped, went undercover, and since then, tried to find a solution to finally get home. Which is where you come into play.
This is so incredible. All my calculations, all my predictions. It's going to take years of studies to understand. I always thought parallel universes and different realities were a predictable possibility. But this? I don't even know where to begin.
Don't worry, you know it in theory.
How did you escape?
Through the door, when they weren't watching.
What were you fleeing from? In your dimension, I mean.
Someone blew up our planet. I would rather not talk about it.
How did you manage to hide all this time?
I made a small fortune playing a card game they fancy here. Doppelkopf.
With 9s or without?
Look at that. Without, of course. That's not really what it's all about, though.
All trumps.
I had never given the concept of money much of a thought before. I believed it was a rather crazy idea. But I certainly do know how to play. With that money, I went into hiding. Slowly disintegrating, trying to find a way back home.
Really? That's it?
Sort of.
How are you?
Don't worry.
So when you were talking about the outline...
I'm not an expert, but, well, I think it's coming from the neural network making up your consciousness. It temporarily and then the real... Now the death... And it exactly...
I think I've heard enough. Thank you. So what do we do now?
First, second, third...
Gasoline powder. A small collection of hydrinos. I don't even know where to begin.
Don't worry, you know it in theory. Now, the quantum discriminator emits a coherent Tetrian beam into the portal.
Projecting a metaphasing trajectory matrix.
Precisely. Then the projected tachyon pulses allow us to modulate the frequency in such a fashion that
the portal synchronizes with the exact temporal quantum coordinates. A rift in space-time.
Exactly.
This is sensational.
I thought you'd like it.
This is the frame for our quantum it's almost finished. We just need we also and last but
it's the orgone collector. What's that gooey stuff? Is that your blood?
Oh, my body is disintegrating.
What do you mean?
It is the effect one has to bear when staying in another dimension for too long.
Does it hurt?
Yes.
A hyperlogic coupler. A cosmic slipstream capacitator.
That's a prototype of the Valentine. A gift from a friend. That's the toolbox I've borrowed from Truda. An empty jar.
They're having a blast out there.
Interphasic coil spanner. Quantum.
It's an excerpt of the Tonklin diary. Truda?
So, Professor, did you take a look-see around the area?
You could definitely say so.
I would like to ask you something.
Oh yes, of course.
Does the name Lazarus Taft ring a bell with you?
Haft. Oh yes, indeed. Doppelkopf player. If you ask me, he's a sham. Ripped my guests off to the last penny. Shady type. You better not get involved with him.
Oh, I think I already... well... never mind. I'll be leaving then.
Make yourself at home, Mr. Tenhauser.
Hi, Lainey. What's cracking?
They are showing the Great Twilight Area Celebration Marathon today. 12 hours of bliss in a row.
They're having the ever-so-riveting town fair outside. Wouldn't you like to go out to the real world once in a while?
The real world is in there, can't you see?
But there is ice cream and cotton candy waiting outside.
I'll think about it. But for now, I need to keep on watching.
She's back in her parallel universe. There's a brown tube inside. I could use it for the quantum discriminator. The kid will be traumatized for her entire life if I just disassemble her only friend. I don't think I can do this.
Note to self, the buffet in this guest house is an obvious case for the public health department. I don't want to take this with me. If any... I don't want to take...
I'll have a cone of roasted almonds, please.
A cone of roasted almonds right away. There you are, sir.
Baron,
Mr. Tannhauser, good to see you.
the pleasure is all mine. How is Claus doing?
He is resting. My loyal Claus.
Have you ever heard the name Lazarus Tuft?
Taft. Yes, a real good for nothing. It's not that I don't like strangers, especially if they come with... But I was suspicious of this Mr. Taft right from the beginning. If you ask me, you better not mingle with him.
Oh, I think I already... Well... Are you enjoying the festivities?
Yes, take a look around. All these lights, the beautiful music. This is my Truberbrook, in all its splendor and glory.
I need to be on my way.
Until next time, Mr. Tannhauser.
Arr, beautiful here, ain't it?
Very. What's a sailorman doing out here in the sticks?
Well, I don't like water that much. I'm just so happy to be here with both of my feet on dry land.
But aren't those stereotypical sailor's clothes you were wearing?
So?
So you have a fear of water?
Aye. Thalassophobia. It all started when I was a little boy, back home, on a sweet summer's day. I was swimming in the lake when my Uncle Ulf suddenly cannonballed in. I will always remember these two massive cheeks rapidly closing in. To be honest, it's still haunting me today. I nearly drowned back then. Later I realized that was the day I developed...
What happened to your leg?
Well, that happened on my second job at the piano transportation company. I don't really want to go into details, but thanks to the mercy of a rueful instrument manufacturer, I got me this nice new leg. And due to a timely taken disability insurance, I now may enjoy a quite decent invalidity pension. Far away from the stormy sea.
That's a nice story. Or is it a sad story? I can't decide. If I may ask, why did you become a sailorman?
I asked this myself. Well, my mother insisted that it would be better, so naturally...
This is so confusing.
Welcome.
I think I'm...
Take care!
That's a ticket for the raffle. This must be my lucky day. My fishing rod. It's still here. I promised Trude to bring it back.
The streetlight is flickering unsteadily. Typical case of light pollution. I don't even know where to go. Hansen's ice cream. I used to love it when I was little.
Paddleboat rental. 1 hour, 1 Deutschmark. Hades. Paddleboat rental, souvenirs, fishing supplies. A beautiful, healthy tree.
Akersoidu platanus, the sycamore maple.
Locked.
Step right up. Every ticket's a winner. No blanks, guaranteed. Our first prize is an all-day boat ride on the Truberbrook.
See? I found a ticket.
Now look at that. You're a lucky fella. Now let's see what fortune has in store for you. Are you ready? This is your prize. A can of cat food. Generously provided by the Truberbrook Advertisers Association.
Oh my. Thanks, I guess.
Well, enjoy.
Baron,
Mr. Tannhauser, good to see you.
the pleasure is all mine. Are you enjoying the festivities?
Yes, take all this.
Have you ever heard the name Lazarus Tuft?
Taft. Yes, a real good for nothing. It's not that I don't like strange, but I was suspicious of this Mr. Taft right from the beginning. If you ask me, you better not mingle with him.
Oh, I think I already... well... I saw you at the raffle, right? Did you win anything?
I won a pair of hiking boots. Take a look at me. How am I supposed to wander anywhere? You, on the other hand, Mr. Tannhauser, you look like the type to be struck by wanderlust once in a while. Oh, auf dem gelben Wagen sitzt ich beim Schwager vorn. Ja, ja, so war das. What about you?
I won this.
Excuse me, is that cat food by any chance? I am asking on behalf of Klaus. He loves cat food. Would you mind making a trade?
What do you have in mind?
You leave this delicious can of cat food to Klaus and me, and in return, I give you this new pair of hiking boots, size 13. What do you think?
Sounds like a perfect deal. So let's make it so.
It will be to your benefit.
wanted to return your fishing rod.
Good! Did you get a bite?
Kind of.
There is a lot going on in this lake, I can tell you, Professor. Just the other day, I caught a red herring this big. So, let me take a look for your pawned item. Ah, there you are. Here's your whistle.
Whistle?
Well, yes, your whistle.
This is not my whistle.
Not your whistle? Of course this is your whistle, your whistle.
I'm sure I'd recognize this whistle if it were my whistle. I left you something completely different.
Right. What was it then?
A traveler's check for over 100 Deutschmark.
You little rascal. As I said, here is your whistle, Mr. Tannhauser.
Thanks. Their collective weight is almost breaking the antenna. Their collective weight is almost breaking the antenna. Beverly, it is widely known that Corvidae are quite sociable and intelligent beings. I recently became acquainted with no less than a swarm of these impressive singing birds. Sometimes, I wish I could be like them. If I could just fly south with them. I wonder if they would accept me as one of their own. Over here, little birdies. Whoops, I must have overfed them. A swarm of fireflies is gathering around the broken streetlight. Maybe they think it's their god. I wonder what it's...
Hey, get lost, you wet blankets!
It's the... Out of competition. It's a shooting gallery for kids. The mere thought... I think I have enough.
Nice evening for a walk, isn't it?
Eerie.
There's something in the air. Can you smell it? Spruces.
Spruces, firs, pines. I was always bad at telling conifers apart.
Where spruces prickle, firs just tickle.
Fir? That's Tanne in German. Just like my name. Never thought about it.
Why? What's your name?
Tannhauser.
We'd pronounce it Tannhäuser with an umlaut. German roots?
Yes, my grandpa. The platform further uptown presents a wonderful view of the valley. Leaning on this rusty rail, I can let my gaze wander freely to the other shore and across the mountains. I'm not going to use this thing again. Locked.
Mr. Tannhauser? Step right up.
Hello.
It's a small town.
I'll be... Truda?
So, Professor, did you take a look-see around the area?
You could definitely say. I'll be leaving then.
Make yourself at home.
There's a brown tube inside. I can't. Locked. Please ring bell for service. We only serve.
Don't worry. Now,
Then a rift in X. This is. I don't even. This.
This is the frame. It's almost. We also. And it's the orgone collector. They're having a blast out there. That's a prototype of the Valentine. A gift from a friend. A cosmic slipstream capacitator. It's an excerpt of the Tonklin Diary.
Arr.
I saw you at the raffle, right? Did you win?
Arr. Just this voucher for a boat trip. Man, I hate water. You?
A pair of hiking boots, but they are too large for me. What happened to your leg?
Well, that happened on my second job at the piano transportation company. I don't really want to go into details, but thanks to the mercy of a rueful instrument manufacturer, I got me this nice new leg. And due to a timely taken disability insurance, I now may enjoy a quite decent invalidity pension. Far away from the stormy sea.
That's a nice story. Or is it a sad story? I can't decide. What happened to your leg?
Well, I don't really. Thanks to the and due to I now may.
That's a nice. If I may ask, why did you become a sailorman if you're so scared of water?
I asked this myself many times. Well, my mother insisted that it would be best for me to face my fears. So naturally, I became a sailorman.
This is so confusing.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
About the raffle, did you win?
Arr, just this voucher for a boat trip. You?
A pair of... What happened to your leg?
Well, I don't... Thanks, and you...
That's a nice... I think I'm needed elsewhere.
Take care!
The next city is like 1,000 miles away. A nation split in two.
These things on the ground, we call them... Well, some here from...
No, just getting a cut.
Me neither. I come here...
Smoke?
No thanks. I quit.
The climate makes me feel a lot better, that's for sure. So what are you doing up here, all on your own? Fed up with all the hurly-burly down there?
I just like traveling. Always on the road, hiking and all that.
What about the locals? Do you know them?
Most of them. I am actually visiting this place every year. Why?
So you're taking a break?
Oh, I lost my hiking boots. They just slipped over the railing. And now they're gone. If you ask me, we are really all in the same vast backyard. All this madness. Looking for some kind of meaning. Anything at all.
I saw you down there at the raffle.
Yes, I tried my luck.
Did you win?
Just a snuff box. Such a letdown. I've sworn off the devil's dealings. You?
I'm in possession of a pair of hiking boots. Didn't you say you lost yours?
Yes, indeed. I'd exchange anything from my inventory for a new pair of hiking boots. Would you trade with me by chance? Your hiking boots in exchange for my snuff tobacco.
Fair enough.
Oh, thank you. How nice. And they're a perfect fit too.
I've got to go.
Okay. Have a nice evening. Thanks again.
You're welcome.
Finally I can make off again. I can hear the call of the wild. Farewell.
Farewell. About the raffle, did you win?
Arr, just this voucher for a boat trip. Man, I hate water. You?
I won this.
Is that snuff tobacco? Oh man, I love snuff tobacco. Would you like to make a deal?
What do you have in mind?
Would you like to have the voucher in exchange? You know, the one for the boat trip on that lovely lake. That's what I got at the raffle tonight.
That's from the local boat rental.
Yes. Do you want it?
Okay, let's make it so.
All right. Deal.
I won this voucher in the raffle.
I know.
How can you know?
Yeah, my sister told me. She's hosting the raffle booth tonight.
Who would have thought?
Hey, sweetheart.
Good evening. How much for the swimming animals?
Oh, just pick one. The season is over, and I have a gut feeling dinosaurs will be out of fashion next year anyway. My bet is on...
Dolphins and unicorns.
Maybe, yeah.
I'll be leaving then. An agreeable apple tree.
Beverly, my image of this innocent place has been tainted. I found a trash dump right in the middle of these woods, probably long established by the locals. The question arises, who would sink so low?
Keep out. Packets and groceries delivery. Whistle 2 times, leave delivery on doormat, and exit the area. No advertisements. The perfect spot for a bench. These fruits are mine to pick up.
Gotcha! This is private property, and you're obviously on my turf. This time, boy, you've chosen the wrong neighborhood.
I see no reason for violence.
Didn't you read the sign?
Are you referring to the keep out sign or the one that says no trespassing?
Very funny. You're one of them. I know. Confess.
One of them? Oh no, not again. Okay, I'll tell you once and for all, I'm not an alien. I don't care what you believe.
A what? An alien? Ha! Now you think you've been clever, don't you?
No, sir. And just in case you want me to take part in any tests, let me tell you.
You government guys are getting more and more annoying.
Wait, government guys?
I already told you guys last time. Not on my watch. Name and rank, soldier. You're with the CIA? BND? HVA? FBI? NSA? Spit it out!
I'm working for the Parks and Recreation Department of Truberbrook, the PRDT. Doesn't really roll off the tongue, I know. We're working on it. I'd like to ask you a few questions concerning pollution.
Liar! That's ridiculous! You better tell me the truth, or else... Say something!
What's with all that garbage?
Okay, I guess you're right. The quality of your lies doesn't imply a higher intelligence at work. Quite the opposite, in fact. So, what are you doing here anyway? The truth this time, the whole story!
Well, it all began a few weeks ago, when I got this notification that said I won a trip to Europe. I was stunned, but Aunt Lottie gave her blessings. A prize like this should not be forfeited, she said. I might even be able to discover some distant relatives. Also that I deserved a break. She only wished for me to return safe and sound. So after a brief visit to Berlin, I began my journey. And that's how I ended up here.
Interesting story. I mean, it's ridiculous, but I'm inclined to believe you. Now, about the part with the Millennium Cooperative, I always had the impression that something wasn't quite right with them.
Well then, bye.
Feel free to visit me anytime. We can go into all the details. Name's Lessing, by the way.
Special Agent Hans Tannhauser. I'm with...
Very funny.
Ever heard the term Saturn portal?
Of course, in theory, a gate.
That sounds familiar. What do you...
I know that they shoot.
Crikey. You must have been down the deepest depths of the rabbit hole.
Of course I have. If you look at the ancient Sumerian and Babylonian writings, you will see a pattern emerge that... Ah! You hear that hum? Stop it! Make it stop! Stop, stop, stop! It's them! They try to slowly drive me insane with their atomic radiation!
What's with your squirrel?
That's Drowsy! He's me friend, sleepy fella!
That sure sounds a lot like science fiction to me.
Well, it's all arcane theoretical physics, blending modern science with occult magic. They are trying to establish a connection to the southern pole of Saturn using Birkeland. They flow through the Earth's magnet in form of a...
So why are you living out here on your own?
The government obviously believes that I'm a threat, so they declared me insane and put me in the sanitarium. Back in the days when it used to be a real sanitarium, before the cooperative took over. When things went down the drain, I realized that people like me have no place in a society like this. People like me have to disappear, go undercover. We have to resist until our day comes.
That sure sounds a lot like science fiction to me.
Well, it's all arcane theoretical physics, blending modern science with occult magic. They are trying to establish a connection to the southern pole of Saturn using Birkeland currents. Birkeland currents, ever heard of that? They flow through the to free if you...
I think I've heard enough. Nice talking to you.
Feel free to visit me anytime. We can go into all the details.
This light bulb is wind-powered, 100% clean energy. No way. Brass is my kryptonite, and contact allergies are nothing to joke about. Detailed blueprints for a bunker layout. Odd. No way.
Hey, sweetheart.
Good evening. I'll be leaving. It doesn't look all too seaworthy. There's a leak in the bow, and the paddle wheel seems to be missing.
Hey, sweetheart.
Good evening. About the paddle boat over there, it doesn't seem particularly seaworthy.
Why? What's wrong with it?
I think it has a leak. The paddle wheel isn't in good condition either, if you ask me.
Oh my, you see, I'm afraid it's the last of its kind. Its friends are already lined up at the dry dock. Do you think you could help me fix it? I can't really leave my post right now.
I'll have a look at it. This should fix the leak.
It's much too cold to go for a swim right now.
This should suffice for a paddle wheel.
It's much too cold to go for...
Ahoy.
The woods surrounding Truberbrook emanate a dreary sense of blandness. I've rarely ever been engulfed in a more terrifying, dreadful environment. Not to mention there is a green glow spreading through the fenwoods. Interesting.
Good idea, Hans, but that doesn't work at all.
No trespassing. Sensational discovery. Signed, the Paleontological Society of Truberbrook. Excuse me, sir.
Beverly, I took a paddle boat and ventured forth towards the final frontier of this region, a forlorn swamp of ancient origin. On my way, I came across the mortal shell of a lost wanderer. Whether he was led astray by a wisp or fell victim to this region's mythical beast, the Hook Elf, remains a mystery to be disentangled. I can only hope to be spared of such misfortune.
He won't be needing these anymore. They did their job. Or did they? Let's see if he had anything on him. Only if it helps to clear his identity, of course. An old rusty key. Excuse me, sir. Locked.
Oh, I'm not feeling too well.
I can't reach them from here. I can't reach them from here. Locked. Ahoy.
You fixed the boat! How can I ever thank you?
Don't worry about it.
No, I insist. Please take this as a symbol of my appreciation.
This postcard will help me find my way around.
Thanks.
Hey, sweetheart.
Good evening. I'll be...
Home is where the heart is. Sanatorium Paradis, a bucolic, beautifully established. A list of patients. I can barely imagine what these poor souls must have gone through. No way I'm ever going back in there again. I'm not so sure about that. Odd. I'm not in the mood for a snack right now. Home is where the heart is. Sanatorium Paradiso. What a strange place. Something's glowing green. I can't reach them from here. Good idea, Hans, but that doesn't work at all. Good idea, Hans, but that doesn't work at all. Good idea, Hans.
Ahoy.
Look who we've got here.
I see you're making good use of those boots.
These boots are made for walking. Thanks again.
My pleasure.
You're looking a bit pale, if I may say so. Here, have one of these. They always work for me.
Vitamin pills?
Si, claro. They get the juices flowing and make you look gorgeous. All based on herbal essences.
Thanks. I have to be going.
See you later. I'm going to soak up the view a little more.
The landscape, Vic.
No way. Special Agent Hans Tannhauser. I'm with the FBI.
Very funny.
I think I've heard enough.
Feel free.
The mere thought of cotton candy makes me shiver. The real thing is just gross.
Step right up! Step right up! Mister, wanna test your strength again?
Why not?
Wow, not too bad. Not too bad at all. I think we have a new champion. Congratulations! Here, this is your prize.
A leaden trophy. Like a trophy made out of lead.
This one's a real beauty.
Thanks. If I keep going, there'll be no more prizes left for the rest of the competition. Perfect fit. Beverly, I have unearthed the gate to a sealed crypt, the cellar of this lodge. My descent begins. This is what Professor Truberbrook must have felt when he climbed down the Snæfellsjökull. I can hardly see a thing. Light the way, my friends. Truberbrook Pilsen beer, export, for the snout around the world. Truberbrook's finest dry yeast. Malt. It's a recipe for Bolzenschuss schnapps. Top secret. Let's see. Fruit, add malt, add yeast, season with a pinch of slumber morel. Dead simple. I need to find a way to ignite the gas. Fire making first. I need to find a way to ignite the gas. Fire making first. I need to find a way to ignite the gas. Truberbrook Pilsen beer, export, for the snout around the world. Truda?
Hello, Professor.
I would like to ask you something.
Oh yes, of course.
Got a light?
Sure thing. Here you go.
Does the name Lazarus Taft ring a bell with you?
Haft. Oh yes, indeed. Doppelkopf player. If you ask me, he's a sham. Ripped my guests off to the last penny. Shady type. You better not get involved with him.
Oh, I think I already... Well... What can you tell me about your brother?
He's a drunkard. He's also not the most reliable type of person, if that counts as a feat. As you see, he's just left me here alone with all this work that needs to be done.
Can you give me a description?
Should you run into him, is that why you are asking? Tall grown, beardy type, red nose. Always wearing those yellow rubber boots. Why do you want to know?
I think I may have met him. I found his mortal remains out there in the mire. I'm sorry.
Are you sure?
My condolences.
Oh, Heinz. Poor old Heinz. Rest in peace. Can't say I'm really surprised. Thank you very much. I will inform the inspector immediately. Oh yes, of...
Ah, never mind. I'll be leaving then.
Make yourself at home, Mr. Tenhauser.
I can hardly see a thing. Light the way, my friends. The recipe mentions malt for the mash. This looks promising. Only one more ingredient. If only I had slumber morels like they mentioned in the recipe. If only I had slumber morels like they mentioned in the recipe. This looks promising. Only one more ingredient. If only I had slumber morels like they mentioned in the recipe. If only I had slumber morel.
I can probably walk on water with this.
It is a well-known fact that some mushrooms are held in high regard all over the world for their hallucinogenic effects. As a means of cleansing, to gain insight either metaphysically or mystically, or to make contact with the gods, even the cosmos itself. Truberbrook seems to be no exception, where people have been secretly worshipping the slumber morel for centuries. Mushrooms, look how they shimmer. Ahoy. I can hardly see a thing. Light the way, my friends. Yikes! I'm going to take a sample. For science. Whoa. That is some mean spirit. Alcohol? Never again. Wasn't I carrying some cool gadgets in my pockets earlier? What the? Wow.
God bless, what's this? Did you ever see the likes of it?
What's going on? Where are you heading?
No time to lose. Don't you see the cold front? I have to go to the weather station.
There's a weather station here?
Well, yes. Don't be silly.
What was that? If I keep going, there'll be no more prizes left for the rest of the competition. This one is on you, boys.
Exactly what I need. Thanks. Enjoy the show.
End of the world or not, I can't miss this gig.
The band. They're still playing their sad song. The band. They're still playing their sad song. The band. There's
no way out of your slumber. Your world is
the band.
And galaxies are like diamonds.
The band.
In the palm of his hands.
The band.
The willow.
They're still playing their sad song.
Forever weeping.
The band.
The woods are dark and
The band.
You're in a cosmic revel. Nothing is ever as it seems. And it could be so good. And it could be so fine. And if you help me to forget you, then I'll make you mine.
The band. They're still playing their sad song. The band. They're still playing their sad song.
Our stars have fallen.
The band.
You're halfway through the dark, where the cracks where light beats darkness, and you'll be able to breathe with lust. Grow strong, grow strange, grow crooked. May the sun be proud. There are little wonders everywhere. They just need to be found. And it could be so good. And it could be so fine. And if you help me to forget you, then I'll make you mine.
The band. They're still playing their sad song. The band. They're still playing their sad song. I think I have enough.
Perfect. An important...
There is no bad weather, only the wrong clothes. I wholeheartedly have to agree with this saying, Beverly. I am standing on top of the Klumpen, apparently the highest elevation within the surrounding low mountain range. If you wanted to, you could describe the clothes that I'm wearing as perfectly unfit for the current weather conditions. After a short walk, I have reached the local weather station.
It's merely a conventional weather balloon, not a flying saucer. Hello?
Good morning. I didn't see you at all. Please excuse the frosty welcome. Madonna Lücke. I'm with the Meteorological Society.
Tannhauser. My pleasure. So, what's the weather up to these days?
Just look. The weather's gone completely mad. I just can't make any sense of it. How did that go again? When thunder in September rumbles?
The farmer silent curses mumbles?
Come on, that's ridiculous. Okay, what about, September winds, believe me now?
Brings icy soil that's hard to plow?
Yes, that's it, exactly.
So what are you doing here?
I'm observing the weather.
So anything interesting about the weather?
Well, actually I'm in Truberbrook because the weather here is so inconspicuous. Quite your statistical average weather, if you will. But this afternoon I was thunderstruck. The ordinariness has disappeared.
And now the ice is cracking under your...
Exactly. And I'm in a
It's dawning on me what you're trying to say.
I see. You're slowly thawing, huh?
For how long have you been out here?
In Truberbrook, you mean? The project is running for 6 months now.
I'll be leaving then.
Of course.
Frozen stuck.
In Truberbrook, up on the Klumpen top, the art of meteorology is in full swing. The current microclimatic developments in this area seem to have sparked scientific interest.
I prefer to remain on solid ground in this kind of weather. I prefer... The tower hosts an impressive array of measuring devices. Now this looks cozy.
Pardon me, is that helium in your tank by any chance?
Exactly. To fill the weather balloons. Hey, please don't steal my helium. Hey, Please don't steal my helium.
Hello?
Good morning.
I don't want to rain on your parade, but
Well, helium. What
I want to.
As you would need.
I think, believe me, after all. So,
What? I can't. No, I'm sick and. Oh!
in the name of academic merits, I have to help you.
Thank you so much. The guest house down in the village has a telegraph.
I'll try to remember.
Thanks a bunch, Mr.
Tannhauser.
Mr. Tannhauser. Thank you.
Hello?
Good.
For how long have you been out?
And the.
Tan. Hello? Could you... I'll try. Tannhauser.
Mr.
Hello?
Good morning.
So what are you... So...
What? But this...
And now it's...
Of course. Hey, please don't steal my helium.
I prefer to remain...
Hey, sweetheart.
Good evening. I'll be leaving then.
That should work. Neat. That's a good start, isn't it? 3 pieces left.
Right, another pinch of calcium.
Let's get down to business. A space rock from outer space. I'd probably be the first human to touch it, but not with my bare hands. Come on, be a good boy. Perfect. Another component for the quantum discriminator. Ahoy!
Woo, yes. I'll try with this one. We are halfway through. Only 2 pieces and counting.
Core temperature at 15 million degrees Fahrenheit. Check.
I don't even know where to begin.
Don't worry, you know it in theory. Now,
Project
then
a rift in X. This is